Perhaps Andrew's right. Perhaps I am being unnecessarily gloomy. Perhaps things have changed and have started to move on. I think one area that we'd have to acknowledge that has significantly changed is the number of supermarkets that have engaged and the level to which they have engaged with this agenda now. Because obviously the supermarkets are at a key kind of strategic point in the food chain between the primary producers, secondary producers, and the consumers to influence the information, the data that's going back to the producers about what is needed, what is going to be surplus, and re-educating consumers as well. And I think in fairness, it would have to be acknowledged that Tesco is probably out there as a market leader at the moment in this area. So Anne Cleary has very kindly joined us today to tell us about what Tesco has been doing behind the warehouse doors in the last couple of years and what they're going to do out on the shop floor in the next 12, 24 months. Anne.
Thanks, Philip. Good morning, everyone. Now, okay, so, Right, so I'm delighted to be here to give you a little bit of an overview of what our distribution teams and our commercial buying teams are doing in the space of reducing food waste. I said I'd step back for a second and maybe give a little bit of context as to the space, I suppose, that this initiative sits in. A couple of years ago, we launched a core value we call using our scale for good, and it focuses on 3 areas. And I suppose, what does using our scale for good mean? I suppose it actually recognises that Tesco realises it is a large business. It has a huge network, and it can actually engage in societal challenges to actually effect positive change. So we picked 3 subject areas: reducing food waste, which we'll come back to, improving health, which is the basis for us to work on programs to help our customers improve their health. We have announced that we'll be removing sweets from the checkout. Small things like that will hopefully help people who may be familiar with the pester power around the tills. And we're creating opportunities for young people. So an example of that would be a program we call the Tesco Positive to Work program with the Department of Social Protection, where we offered over 200 young unemployed people free accredited training. So those are the types of initiatives that we're doing under our Using Our Scale for Good strategy. With regard to the reducing waste component, we all know that food waste is a major global challenge. We all know, and it's been referenced a few times here this morning, that about 1/3 of food produced is thrown away or left to rot. At Tesco, what we do is we buy, we move, we sell food. So we're in a place where we can identify where the challenges are arising, where the waste arises, and why that actually happens. So we do feel we have a shared responsibility to address this issue. So how are we doing this? The first port of call is obviously to look at ourselves, to address our own operations and see what are we doing that's good, that's bad, that could be improved. And the first port of call for us and our distribution teams and our commercial buying teams is to look at the way we work with our suppliers, the way we work with growers, primary producers, etc. And I have just a quick image there of some work that we've done around the potato. And what we've done as just a case study, I suppose, is we've really gotten under the hood of what actually goes into decision making around ordering, etc., around potatoes. So, for example, we've instituted satellite and aerial photography of the fields that the guys are actually walking on every day to try and help identify specific trends in certain fields. But we also share our ordering data in advance with the growers and with the suppliers so that they can see up close and personal what the trends are among our customers and what the demand is likely to be. So these forecasting systems are called continuous replenishment, and they're based on actual sales. So by removing that extra reporting link, we see that it leads to greater efficiencies in the ordering component of the supply chain. Which reduces the links of the supply chain, which is beneficial for all. So the next stage is to move to working with partners. And obviously establishing the right partnership will lead to win-win-win benefits. And in this regard, we're proud to be FoodCloud's first national retail partner. Now, FoodCloud are here today. Iseult is up there, so I'm not going to give too much information, but I'm sure people are well aware of the work that FoodCloud are doing and the wonderful work that they've done in developing and creating this app that allows us as a retailer to link our store manager and our surplus food at store level with good causes, charities, etc., within walking distance and driving distance of every one of our 147 stores across the country. So we have a video that we'll show later on, I think, during the panel discussion, Odile. But, sorry, I'll go back there. Some of the feedback that we've gotten from charities and good causes has really been fantastic to see that food, which would have otherwise gone in the bin, has had a real dramatic effect on the work that good causes are doing. And I just included some quotes that we received, that these good causes are really saving money, that they're getting good quality vegetables, pastry, meat and fish, that they can make really good quality food for the people who are coming in and using their services. So it's fantastic to see that the reaction to this engagement has been really positive, and we're really proud of this partnership with FoodCloud. We're about 70% of our way through our national rollout plan. So we have donated 370,000 meals to date. That's almost 170,000 kilograms of food, and we've worked with 200 charities across the country. So it's really had a fantastic impact. And I suppose Andrew mentioned that how accountants are happy when certain items stack earlier, and certainly, you know, this partnership has a real win-win benefit in that it reduces our waste costs. It ensures that this surplus food goes to a good home. So it really is a good example of a partnership that works on all levels. So we'll play that video later on once the Wi-Fi's up and running. Our next partnership that we're very proud of is with Be a Food Initiative, and their depot down in Cork was opened the week before last, I think, down in Cork. And Karen is here today to represent BIA, so I'm not going to go into too much information on that either. But suffice to say that we were very proud to be in a position to offer setup and operational support to BIA Food Bank down in Cork. We seconded one of our operational managers to work with the guys down in BIA to help them get up and running, to use the expertise that we would have from our distribution centres in Ballymun and in Donabate. And we look forward to donating to BIA Food Bank over the coming months and years. So where will we go next? We want to continue to work on our own operations to reduce the number of links in the supply chain and introduce new efficiencies. Our retail and commercial teams continue to work with suppliers to collaborate, find new and innovative ways of working. The example I have there is the Love Food heat waste packaging that we have on our apples in store, and this is an output out of the work that we've been doing in the UK with WRAP, who would be a leading agency in this space, and we have an advisor from WRAP working with our board in relation to our reducing food waste strategies. So we hope to see more of this type of work emerging next year. And we also want to continue to work with Odile and the EPA to help customers reduce food waste during the shopping trip and in the home. So, thank you.